And as when we left off, cool fishing pole. And as we left off, being told about fishing poles, you guys have finally made your way to Thither, the second domain and Prismere. But how we started is we're actually in Nib's cave. And as I get everyone who's here out, you're in a cave of this very kindly elder man who goes by the name of Nibs. And he's offering for your quest, taking the gold that he got from his previous life, that he will spin it for an item for you that's your request. Of course, per AL rules, it can only be an uncommon. At most, it could be an uncommon magic item, but it could be any item as long as it's from, I guess, officially sanctioned AL, thing. But he kind of gets each of you and just kind of talks to you for a little bit as he sits you down, he takes the gold coins out and spins and weaves and gets your item. Then at first it'll go to Zephyr. So this kindly old man Nibs tells you that, ask you, yeah, young fairy, please. You were telling me, but it's been such a long time. What was your first night like? Your night of being here in Thither. How was your first night?
Nostalgic. I have been here in a very long time.
Oh, great. Oh, and I know some of you've been asking, what happened, why, why I'm here and cursed. Well, you see, I lived a blessed life being a landlord, and but they said foul things about me. They said just because I raised the rent to market value, I forced this homeless family out. But as I told them, being a good acolyte of Joaquin, it wasn't I that kicked you out. It was the market what's kicked you out. I don't understand. But and then I gets your item, and I guess you could. I guess what item would you have gotten from uh, Zephyr?
Is any AL uncommon item or just Dungeon Master's Guide?
Uh, it is in the ale guide. Like it could be something from, I think, Tasha's or Xanatar's or whatnot. So you can get like
If it comes from an adventure, the guidance is DMG or the adventure that it's in.
yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah, yeah. I'm just gonna do it like
Okay.
that. Then
On that case, I will go with uh, the Gloves of Theory.
enjoy these gloves. But then we go to Calathea. Says, good. Uh, Calathea. Good. Tell me, um, what was it that uh, your bullywug companion told you? What was the last thing your bullywug companion Margort told you before leaving you to go back to the other domain to help, bring order to the chaos that was the Morgort's town that seemed to be constantly at war with each other for no reason?
What did he tell us? Something about staying safe while we're in this land and try not to get into too much trouble.
Yes. Oh, and did you know that when the elves were dabbling with the Feywild and with Draenor, that they were trying to perpetuate the human genocide? They were using the far realm energies to control them, to subjugate the humans. It's crazy. All these facts that I learned. But yes, but they condemned me for these facts that I learned. But here's this lovely item that you have.
And he hands me an amorphous ball of shiny gold energy as I figure out what I want.
Exactly.
I'm still browsing D&D Beyond to see what looks fun. I did see a robe of useful items in there.
A robe is always that robe is pretty useful from experience.
Could I change my answer
It doesn't.
on the item?
It's all good. Like I said, we're just kind of. I will assume they'll give you an orb of whatever, and then...
I kind of want to change it to a movable rod.
Cool.
I'm trying to find something that is on brand for a chaos fairy too. So
Fair. But as we...
I figure for a clockwork sorcerer, an immovable rod, something to sort of like keep things as they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that works.
And then as he sits down, Geren and Geren. Oh, I was told that you had a rocky morning before you made your way here. Heard some of your pedestrian companions were making noise. What can you tell me about that?
Dragon blank. What's going on?
He's just asking you to tell him what happened. What you remember, or what you want to remember. What happened?
Oh, as far as like when we met Nib?
The capestries, the little mushrooms.
Bert and Campy.
Bert and Campy.
Well, I know. Wasn't one of them like going to be eaten by a goblin, and we saved him from basically basting himself in butter and serving himself up to a goblin?
Oh yes.
But then there was the singing that attracted the was it trolls? What was it?
No, it was some kind of rock creatures. Yeah, because they were singing and they interrupted the rock creature's sleep, so they came up and tried to attack us.
That's right.
Oh, and then he'll say, yes. I may say terrible things about the Fae, but did you know that for the dwarves that they use their youth and they scare them, and then when they're pretty terrified, they shave their hair, and that's why their beards are so illustrious. I also heard that too. Straight, it is 100% accurate.
For true, yo?
For true, and then for Garen, he hands you this amorphous ball of energy that turns into whatever uncommon magic item you want.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
And then, last but certainly not least, Flav.
Oh man, you know what? I really like I think it's a trying to figure out. Oh, I need a 3-string, yo. a 3-string. They call him a bandolore. Maybe one of those folklorkin types.
It's like, oh, I know type. Oh, I see. You seem to have an appreciator of music.
Oh yeah, boy. Your boy Flava Flav knows all about the music.
Oh, did you know that halflings are cannibals?
What? I knew those boys like to eat. I didn't know they like to eat each other, yo.
Oh yes, it's very true that again I get my facts 100%. I don't know why so many people cursed me to this existence.
Oh man, I'm gonna be careful next time I get invited over for second breakfast, yo. I might be on the table. They might want some of these satyr legs. Look at how toned they are.
Oh, I am sure you would certainly feed a modest family of halflings.
Oh no, that's not how Flava's gonna go out.
Well, if you run into halflings, and then I guess you could look Flava Flav in the corner, and you see apparitions of various people, and they shake their heads.
I think he's just being a little. What's the PC's way to say racist?
I think that's probably appropriate.
Yes, he's just that's an older way of thinking.
Mm-hmm. He says, "Oh well, but I hope you enjoy your time here, and watch out for all those non-humans." And then he'll wink and nod.
Oh yeah, yo, all those non-humans and whatnot. Well, Nibs, this has been tight. Like the gifts, like you're a gentleman and a scholar. You know, even if your way of thinking is a little outdated.
And he says, "Oh, but I learned it from the best of books. Why would they lie to me all those years for so long? But I must continue on. My penance from Granny, from the hag that rules this domain. For Granny."
Oh yeah, boy, just maybe you just keep those thoughts like inside, and maybe you think about them. You know, think about how true they are. Don't believe everything you read on the Feywild web. FFW.
Says, "Oh, best of luck." And Billy will kind of nod. Will give Nib the slightest of nods and just continue playing.
Flavor's gonna rock out on his new Bangalore. Bandalore. Instrument.
Yeah, I think Billy's doing pretty good.
I'll start plucking it, doing like a Bandalore solo.
Nice.
Do it like Slash.
Yeah, nice. Bring in the metal with the bagpipes. But wait, just to out of game. Flava Flav. They were West Coast, weren't they? Or what public? Or were they East Coast? I can't remember.
Who?
Flava Flav, like all the.
I don't know.
None of the above?
I don't know if he was in the like that level. I think he was. I think that was after, or that was before his time.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure it out. Yeah.
I'm looking up Wikipedia.
Well, you're gonna beat me because I was getting a slash gift.
Okay. I think he was. Yeah, Public Enemy.
Yeah, he was a Public Enemy.
Okay.
Which is East Coast. And also in the 80s, so probably before a lot of the like Biggie, Tupac, East-West rivalries.
Well, it wasn't like the serious stuff. Like it was after Ice-T, I think, right?
I think. Essentially, I probably might get corrected sometime or look it up later. But I was just like, I think he was East Coast, but I had that brain fart of like, wait.
Ice-T's debut album was 1987.
After he was a ranger.
After he was a what?
He was in the Ranger Brigade or Ranger Regiment.
Oh, military. Okay. I was like, is that a band?
No, like Ice-T joined and he did not go to Ranger school, but he was in the Ranger Regiment. And he credits the Army with giving him the structure and organizational skills that allowed him to succeed on the streets of LA when he went back.
They are handy.
I saw that in a behind the music. But that's not why we're here. We're in the Feywild.
But
this is all really interesting, though.
As you're pondering about, the great bards, I guess, from the east or west coast, up ahead, you see the small group of children. They're frolicking around this leafy oak tree that's stomping. But as it's stomping, it seems to have a cadence to it. It seems to have like kind of like a beat every time they're stomping.
Let's get in there. Let's work this out and try to start up, a accompaniment. Wait for Billy to start jamming on those pipes.
Oh yeah. And as you guys are playing, Billy with his 16 and 19, good performance as you guys are kind of playing, and then at first you see these gleeful children, sort of see you guys kind of approach and hide, but then like and the tree kind of starts, but as the music plays, you see the trees kind of the branch, this living branch starts stomping its way, but also it also follows a groove. And the kids, while still in there, they and as you get within like a earshot distance, suddenly you see the walking tree sort of makes a face, and you see it's like a treant, like a young treant. It says, "Nice beats. The name is Little Oak."
Yo, yo! Flava Flav, and these are some of my fairy friends. And there's Geren. My other buddies are sleeping them off. Little Oak, what you up to there, big guy?
And says, "Well, welcome to Thither. We're plotting a jailbreak."
Jailbreak? What? Who's in prison, yo?
And then I'll let Will explain it all.
Oh man, Will of the Feywild?
And then pop it up, and he says, says, yeah, I'm Will of the Feywild. I have to say, those bagpipes, those bagpipes are great. And then Billy just kind of nods and then continues to play.
Yeah, man, Billy's legit.
That Billy is good.
But yeah, we saw like your wanted posters and whatnot. We're here trying to figure out what's going wrong in this, crazy place of Prismere.
And says, yeah, oh yeah, but man, I tell this. You know what? Normally, we're very suspicious of people, but since you guys got that beat, you guys can't possibly have evil in your hearts with, dropping those beats like that. So, we can have a powwow and discuss, the jailbreak. Says, yeah, so the hag, Granny Nightshade, that lives here, ever since she's taken over from Zelbina, she's been taking like a bunch of little kids, procured kids, and then she makes them work in workshops, making toys and delivering to the children from all over the multiverse.
What?
Yeah, and you know what? And I'm putting a stop to it. That's why Granny recognizes game, and she's trying to come after me.
Oh, what do you guys think? Zephyr, Calathea, Geren? We're not going to let this stand, are we?
No, I don't like it. I don't like
I don't
this.
like it either. You get the kids back.
Kids,
We gotta set these kids free.
Yeah.
Kids should be playing with toys, not making them, yo.
Guys, guys, I think the hags in charge of these different realms, they're not good for these places.
Oh no, especially Grand Nightshade, because ever since she taken over, the forest it's fine here, but you get closer to Loomlurch where she's at, it just looks it's decrepit, it's dying. So like she needs to be removed ASAP. I prefer normally preferably on the DL, but these are crazy times, so we'll take crazy ideas.
On the DL, you say, back when we were in the carnival, we heard that Granny Nightshade sleeps in a dollhouse and she can't remember the first creature she sees when she wakes up. So whoever sneaks in there first, she just won't remember them.
You know what? That can actually work with my plan. I do got a plan. But first things first, though. You all need to meet the unicorn that's in the Wayward Pool, because she knows what's going on with like Zelbina and how it all went down. But here's the thing, though, like trying to get to this pool, there's like magic and stuff with it. Like you can't get in unless you're a unicorn, or in this case that we've done, you just kind of look like a unicorn. So like we got a costume here that two of you guys can wear. Usually, me and the others, we get together whenever we want to like get something from the pool or get some stuff in there. We're all just jump in the costume and we can just go. But y'all are much bigger, so I think only two of you could fit. Oh yeah, it's Lamorna, yeah.
Well, if like Garen takes the back end and I get the front end and whatnot, we got our fairy friends. They could probably squeeze in a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm real small.
And says, yeah, you go in there and just talk to her first, and then like she's supposed to tell you, like there's like, apparently Lamora said there's some magic stuff with like while Zelbina's out. So since you're here, you can help with Granny Nightshade. Maybe she'll tell you like other magics you need like to free her. Free Zelbina, and then hopefully things will go back to normal.
Oh yeah, that seems like a great idea, yo.
Legit. It says, all right. Well, while we're talking, like, let's just, this, why, jump on here to our little clubhouse. I will tell you, it's not much, especially just the four of us. Now there's more of us. It's gonna be a little tight, but but it's good. We're good.
That didn't do what I wanted it to. Never mind. I was hoping maybe you could click to draw a card in D&D Beyond. Instead, it just listed everything.
I'm sure there's a way with like the tables. I'm sure you could do a custom table, or like if I spent more money per year with API, I'm sure you could do something with them.
Yeah, I think you could just do like a rollable table, probably.
Yeah.
I just don't want to program it, so.
Well, yeah, of course. But you know what? Weird idea. Oh no, I think this is just the adventure. I was thinking. I'll mess with it later, because I have the DMG in the other rooms, and there's a bunch of tables in there, and I can see if there is a table for the Deck of Illusions.
There is a table already built in the macros for just regular old playing card deck. And not every card is there because they're missing basically 3 through 7. But I imagine you could just pull a playing card and it would work enough.
Oh, sure. No. I know there were tables for like Madness and a bunch of other ones for the other tables that I just loaded the DMG in it. So there might be something, but that's then. Now we're going to a pool. Oh, but as you guys are kind of going, you're talking. You're kind of meeting. Everyone's jumping on. Thankfully, Little Oak can carry all of you. Even some of those that are sleeping that weigh like over almost like 500 pounds, like Tortles.
I had an idea. What if while the hag is sleeping, we just put the immovable rod on her and then activate it, and she can't get up?
Oh, yeah. I don't know. Could you crawl under it, though?
Maybe we press it down first. She'll probably wake up, but at least she won't be able to get up.
She'd probably know to click the button, but it might buy us a little time.
Damn.
Oh yeah.
These are all ideas as you're talking how to handle like Granny. Look. But as you're looking, this floor of this treehouse is covered with blankets, cushions, piles of straw, hanging from the 6-foot high ceiling by a rope is a basket that holds apples, berries, sugarcane, and a few crumpled up sheets of parchment. In one corner, lying on a cushion, is a rusty oil can that looks out of place. Heaped in another corner is a crude unicorn costume made of polka dot quilts and a wooden horse's head with a strange kind of wooden horn attached to it. And in the as you guys are kind of traveling, kind of talking. As we're talking to Little Oak, and this rusty oil can sort of kind of moves and says, "Oh hey, good to meet ya. I'm Squirt."
Yo, 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 Squirt.
He says, "How you doing? I would normally be more active, but I don't have enough boggle oil in me. I'm kind of tapped out.
Oh, so you need some of the boggle oil?
Yeah, I'm what some people would call like a hedonist. When I had so much oil, but now I think I learned my lesson because I I just feel empty inside. I don't know if it's just just physically or maybe it's metaphorically, but just I'm not sure, but I'm sure if I get more boggle oil, I'll party more responsibly.
Oh yeah, if we see any boggles, we'll see what we can do, yo.
I really appreciate it. Oh, and if for some reason, if you can get me the boggle oil, I can get you to Yon, the last place. I've been hearing you guys talking, and I just can't really do much being sitting here.
Is Squirt in the tree? How do we find him?
House. Yeah, as again, the guys are kind of traveling on top of Little Oak. There's like a little tree house. And it's kind of cramped for you guys in a little in like the little corner. You just see this oil can kind of like laying on a side, kind of like it's resting.
Where would one find boggle oil?
Well, if you go to Loom Lurch, there's boggles there. I'll tell you that much.
And how do you get the oil from the boggles? You just squeeze them?
Yeah, they're squeezing about, and there's some that are being very disrespectful. Well, I put more pranks on them, but yeah, essentially they're squeezing. If only I had hands. Hey. Alright. All kind of rally together. Okay, there's a map for Loom Lurch. Okay. You know what? Let us do a generic. Let's go back to the campsite we used before, but we'll just kind of more theater of the mind at this point. I'll say Clapper Claw and Morgord kind of took off because they don't really need Clapper Claw anymore. I'll say it's kind of Krikec together. And so and Burton and Campy are going to be with you because they were small. And they start singing la la la, the Smurf song that they entertain it for a little bit, but at this point when you get to the Wayward Pool, when you guys get like closer, you hear Will kind of whisper something to the campies, and then they just sort of like they whisper a lot lower. They're singing a little bit lower.
Wait, there's a way to get them to be quiet without knocking them unconscious? What is it?
Oh, I just asked them to please quiet down. That's how you say it. Got to do with the nasally.
I say we stuff them in a bag and throw them into the woods.
Says, no, who knows what'll happen to them if you throw them in the woods.
Maybe we just set them free. Is there a reason we're bringing them with us? Aren't we maybe bringing them into danger?
Oh, and they say, of course, but, Bert says, of course. And Lambie goes, I love danger.
Yo, how about you stay with Krikec and Sigarda, yo?
Yeah,
They might be in danger.
We'll sing to them while they sleep. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Krikec loves you singing while you sleep, and Sigarda, she hears so well with those ears.
Yep, and they will just go and start. Well, metaphorically, they go over there and start singing as you guys are going. But as you reach the Wayward Pool, and of course while you're there, you encounter a cute little displacer beast kitten. Just playing. Sigarda hands talks to. Was talking to you all and mentioned about the mirror ball, and no, this is the kid of the other displacer beast that's in the carnival. So
Oh yeah, I know her name because I worked in the carnival all those years.
yeah,
Isn't it Star?
yeah, it stars the kid and the parent, like Delagron.
What was that?
Yeah, Delagron. Let's see.
So we just found Star, whose mom's been missing her for a while, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is Delagron.
Durlagron. I love how it's like Durlagron, complicated name, and her daughter Star.
Yeah. No, it's like anything, But you're able to get what Star. But that was kind of on your way. When you make it to the pool, as these mists drift over the surface of the small lake, there are forested crags line the shore on one side of the lake, and mossy rocks protrude from the shallows. Near the center of the lake is a rocky islet.
All right, we in the costume.
Yeah, you can certainly get into the costume. And as I'm looking for one. Okay, I'll just use a generic. Okay. And so how are you guys being arranged in the costume? Billy's gonna just kind of be hanging with Little Oak and everyone outside.
Yeah, I think the arrangement was Flavor up front with using his hooves as the hooves, and then Garen's in the back part, and then the fairies are kind of in between, hiding out.
Okay. So it's like this bloated because I think even the fairies, you guys are small. It's still like it's like 2.5 2.5 people, 2 3/4 people like trying to fitting into a suit made for to Akatami. So it's kind of like the a happier, a more well endowed unicorn just sort of making its way to the shore. And go ahead and you'll get. Wait, I think everyone is. All four of you are Fae, right?
No, I'm a elf, but Fey touch.
Okay. Are you considered Fae?
No, custom lineage.
Okay, I wasn't sure if you were like still considered Fae for feet. If the feet gave you that, like, you can count as Fae for certain things, or.
I think how AL works with custom lineage is that you're custom, so nothing that affects like a lineage actually affects you.
Okay.
Like I couldn't take Elven accuracy because I'm a custom, even though I say I'm an elf.
Okay. Well, as you guys are. Well, I think my other companions, as I would say, as a group, why don't you give me a stealth? But with the exception of Geren, everyone else, you feel like being in this area. You almost feel like the region itself sort of helps you, um, it helps you with the feet, and makes you more stealthier.
Well, I'm wearing heavy armor anyway, so disadvantage.
Mhm.
So you want a stealth check?
Yeah, a group stealth check.
All right.
Everyone,
But-
every the fate touch gets advantage.
But are we supposed to be stealthing, or we're just? I thought we're okay because we're in unicorn disguise.
You feel pretty good, unicorn disguise wise, but still like, approaching it like you never know if someone's coming from the corner. How will you be greeted? Or am I simply just demonstrating some of the cool regional effects of this place? Who knows?
Ooh.
Okay. So, you're able to go to a inlet in the middle of the lake. So, it's a little trek. You kind of all together, kind of wobbling, making through, um, going through fresh, still water. Make sure no one falls in all the way. And you guys are, it is kind of a long climb, so it does take you guys a couple hours. But perched atop the inlet's highest point is an iron bowl filled with coals. And for my Fey companions, as well as even our companions that may have been lost in the Feywild or whatnot, can go ahead and give me a nature check. Our Fey will get advantage. Or those that, didn't have like appropriate background. Yeah. Uh, okay. You guys kind of throw your heads together And you guys realize, originally, you gotta burn the coals. And it's supposed to summon a unicorn.
All right, let's do this.
So it used Druidcraft to light a small campfire on the coals.
Yeah. And I'm just picturing like this like bloated unicorn, like little polka dot from the quotes, like little eyes spill out so you could see it, and then like it catches on fire, just kind of there, kind of waiting. And thankfully, the lakeshore mists part to reveal a white horse with a single gleaming horn on her brow. She stands perfectly still, silently observing you. I get for comparison.
What's up there, fellow unicorn?
It says, oh, you aren't, you aren't Will and his little gang of rapscallions. Who are you all?
Oh no, we're working with Will. Will trusts us implicitly.
That Heron says, well, what brings all of you here stuff so compactly?
Oh, is it okay if we drop the disguise now that we're here and talking to you?
You can.
Okay, then yeah, we'll pop out and be like, yo, yeah, we're here, and Flavor will go out and kind of outline the plan of the jailbreak and say, yeah, we're looking for help. And you unicorns, like, you know, I heard that you can do some like give out some great help for missions like this, right?
She will say, well, while I can't actively leave. Um, I need to stay safe from malevolent forces, including the hag. The hags aren't the only things out here that are causing issues in this domain. But I guess if you're on this plan to jailbreak these children, well, I guess Will can always bring some of them here, and they may have sanctuary for a time. But you are all, while I appreciate doing a heroic deed, you are thinking too small. Prismere once belonged to the archface Albina, who was usurped by her hag stepsisters. Only, so I know that there is a unicorn horn that is the only thing that can be used to free Zelbina from her prison in the Palace of Heart's Desire. And Lorna will kind of look at you. Well, I'm sure it's close, but you will need the horn. But you need to find this horn. It's going to be the only thing that I know of that could free Zelbina from this. And once she is free, she will be able to right all the wrongs in this domain that is slowly dying.
Oh yeah. So you got any idea where we find this horn?
You know,
You said it was a unicorn horn, right?
yes, a mate, um, my partner, Eldon. I don't know where Eldon is, but um, before um, before something happened to him, his horn was severed. But our horns do carry uh, very potent magic.
You don't know where the horn is?
I no, but I have a feeling it's close.
Like you think it's in this land, or
Oh no! It was assuredly is in Prismere. I feel that it's closer. That you won't have far to search.
like you think it might be in Thither?
Oh yes. But but let me tell you this 12-step plan that once you get the horn, what you exactly have to do once you get into the palace to free Zelbina. Oh, so and right before she goes into her 12-step plan for how exactly you all are going to go in there, out from the shadows comes this cloaked figure, springs from the forest with blades flashing. It attacks the unicorn under the cowl of an assassin, which is, you see,
What?
a wide and toothy smile. And at that, we will take a quick break, for the sounds of a screaming child means it's time to take someone to bed. So I'll be back.